Now, Texas, as we know, has a huge budget. Texas builds way more road infrastructure or infrastructure in general than many other states. But what about those poorer states? Texas' neighbor Louisiana and Mississippi are among the poorest in the nation. What happens when you don't have the funding in these states to maintain your infrastructure? Let's take a look here at Louisiana and Mississippi, down in the deep South.
Price tag and low traffic count, elected leaders make a new push to reopen several closed bridges linking Louisiana and Mississippi.
Chris Welty reports this comes as the clock ticks on a federal grant.
So federal money here again.
Looking down US 90, grass begins to sprout through cracks in the aged route. 3 years ago, DOTD closed the West Pearl Bridge and 3 others along the route, determining they're beyond repair. But Gary Gilmore remembers the route before the barricades and rusty steel trusses.
Right on the other side, you have Port Bienville, so you had those truck traffic coming through. A lot of commerce, a lot of people just going back and forth, back and forth.
Gilmore works at Cajun Encounters Tour Company and says the company loses out on 10 to 20 visitors per day. Gilmore hopes the state secures funding soon.
Nobody's really nailed anything down just yet, but fingers crossed.
This is the closest we've ever been, and I'm very optimistic.
State Representative Brian Glorioso of Slidell says the state and federal delegation is working on a grant to secure money from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passed under the Biden administration. Glorioso says the state will submit the grant this fall, and a determination will be made early next year.
You never know until you have the money in your account. But I am optimistic. I feel good about where we are, that this grant program is a unique program. We've seen that it has been funded the previous 2 years. This is the final year of the program.
Glorioso says the grant would allow for the replacement of the West Pearl Bridge and 3 smaller bridges near it.
And we are told that everything looks good and we are in great shape.
DOTD says once funding is secured, it could take time before the...
So let's take a look at this area on the map here. Let's go over down to Louisiana. No, this is US 90. So Louisiana, Mississippi border. That's Alabama. We get on the traffic, and here we go. Right here. See that? So the bridge is shut down right here, so you can't get, so basically you have to use I-10. So with the maintenance, with these states not able to maintain this bridge, they shut it down. And of course, you know, it's going to affect businesses. So if I have a business at either end of the bridge, like, you're not getting any more through traffic. So I see what the business owners are talking about. So check this out. So this is the southernmost bridge over here, in that the southernmost Louisiana Mississippi crossing over here. And yeah, you get diverted to Interstate 10. And I'll say even Interstate 10 in Louisiana, there's a lot of bridges in Louisiana and Mississippi. And I am wondering what's going to happen, because this stuff was built back in the 60s. Maintenance is coming due. The time is coming where a lot of these bridges down here in the bayous and the swamps down here is going to have to be replaced. So I predict the federal government is going to, in the near future, have to spend several billion to rehab Interstate 10 through Louisiana. But yeah. So when they don't have the funding, they just shut the whole bridge down, which, you know, that's a good idea for safety reasons. But there we go, Louisiana, guys.
Community sees any significant progress.
We have been working to create designs that will fit whatever amount of money that we receive in order to move forward.
Daniel Gitlin with DOTD calls the $300 million plus project a priority that is strapped by the lack of state funding. Gitlin says the community is pushing lawmakers to find solutions to get this route open.
If we receive money, we're going to be ready to go and get it out to bid and get moving on it. We understand the urgency of this.
The East Pearl Bridge is also closed. The bridge is on the state line. Transportation leaders are evaluating whether the bridge can be repaired or if it needs to be replaced. The Mississippi Department of Transportation confirms it will split the cost of fixing the East Pearl with Louisiana. Governor Landry says the state is working to promptly and efficiently address the closure. Meg.
Well, all right. That's Mississippi and Louisiana having funding troubles. Well, sounds like everybody's having funding troubles, huh? The first 3 stories have all been about federal funding to get things built, maintained, or replaced.